involved? Well, start being a role model. And a role model is someone who goes into schools and talks to classes about what they do, how they got where they did. So how did you get into your job, how did you get into your course, and what your plans are for the future. So you're an inspirational role model to students who are a few years younger than you. We suggest that you do that for a while to see how you get on, and if you like it and you've got more time to commit, we suggest becoming a mentor. A mentor is a slightly different experience. You ideally deal with a younger girl on a one-to-one basis. You get to know what they're interested in, what needs they might have, what fears they might have, and you're there to support them through their next life choices, whether that's the next courses they're taking, or the qualifications they're looking to do, or the jobs they're looking to do when they leave school. So role model first, and then become a mentor, and there is support to help you do both. So if you want to become a role model, we recommend that you register with STEMnet on their ambassador program, because they will help you complete the police checks that you need to complete and get you the insurance that you need so that you can go into schools without having to worry about all the paperwork. If you want to become a mentor, we suggest you train with a Scottish mentoring network, because there are lots of issues that could come up while you're mentoring. You need to understand where to put boundaries up, so that the relationship with the student don't become too dependent on you, it doesn't become awkward, and you understand what you should be doing in a mentoring session. There are some notes and guidance provided for you if you're interested in mentoring on what that should look like. If you want to do this, you're going to have to get permission from HR or your line manager, because you'll have to take time out of the working day. So you need your employer to be on board, but hopefully they will be. When you're going into schools, make sure you know where you're going, where the entrance is for visitors, because it might not be the same as the entrance for pupils, where the guest parking is if you're driving, who you need to ask for, what time you need to be there. You might have to wait around until it's break time before a teacher can come and collect you. Teachers can be pretty harassed at school, so don't expect to have a big warm greeting or a cup of tea. Take everything you need with you, and don't expect to have good Wi-Fi or any Wi-Fi. You might find you're in a room that doesn't. And you might find you're in a room that doesn't have a projector. So make sure that you have a set of your notes with you as a hard copy or on your own laptop that you can refer to if you need to. The activities that have been provided that you can use as a template when you go into schools don't need any equipment or no special equipment. So you can go into a cold classroom without a projector and just get to work. So this resource comes with 2 guidance packs. The first guidance pack is some practicalities about how to become a role model, how to become a mentor, what you should do when you are a role model and a mentor, so how to go into the schools and talk to students so that they are engaged, and then how to deal with a mentee in a one-to-one setting. There's another guidance pack that has a lot of information about unconscious gender bias, how we all have it, women as well as men, and how it limits our expectations of ourselves and each other, and how we can start to address it, ideally by controlling the information sources that we're taking in. There are also 2 session packs consisting of a variety of activities. So there is one session called Don't Believe the Stereotype, which is aimed for early secondary school students, so S1, S2, and it can be used in a mixed gender or single gender setting. There is an activity within this session that requires group work and could be quite controversial, could bring up a lot of emotions within the students, and it's recommended that you check with the teacher first before you run that session that the teacher's okay with you running it, and also you need to feel that you're okay personally with running that session. If you're not, you can take it out of the activity and you can edit the presentation slides accordingly. The second session pack is aimed at students who are a little bit older, for example S4 students who finished their exams but still in school and might have some time in their timetable and are wondering what qualifications to do next or what to do next with their life. So this pack looks more at the different routes into technology and how technology is open to everybody, and there are lots of different ways you can use your skills within the field of technology. Whichever session you choose to run with students and whichever activities within those sessions you choose to use with students, make sure that they fit the time you've been given by the teacher. If students are interested, they may have lots of questions to ask you about what you do, and at the moment these are at the end of the sessions, but they're very valuable for the students, and make sure you now allow enough time, and you might want to start your session with that. If you're using the resources provided as a template or designing your own session to deliver, there's a few key points you should remember. Ask students questions and keep the session interactive. If you can, incorporate some group work so that they can work together to solve a problem, and use local examples wherever possible, and use examples from their everyday life that they can relate to, so they can understand how technology is valuable to the world at large. You may be asked some difficult questions by people that you're talking to. For example, they might say, it's not fair that girls are getting their own computing clubs, or they're getting extra mentoring help. My response to that would be to ask the person who asked you the question whether they think it's fair that women don't get paid the same as men for doing the same job, and that are currently only 18% of the workforce in technology is female. If you do have a problem with one of the students you're talking to or mentoring, it's probably best to speak to the teacher in the first instance, because they will know the student. If this needs to go further, look at the support network that you have, and you may need to speak to your line manager. Make sure at the end of your session that you leave follow-up materials or websites behind. If you've got materials from your work or your course, you might want to leave them with a teacher or leave them with interested students, particularly if the students can take them home and show them to their parents. Also direct students to useful websites, websites where they can find out more about the careers available, websites where they can find out more about the skills they might need in digital technology and how they can get them. Remember, you're a break from their regular lessons, and you're there to inspire the students about all the exciting things they can do when they leave school. So remember to enjoy it.